Yep, I'm on that. I'm on that. I'm on that. K in the building. What's going on? Day to day. Day to day. K in the building. What's going on, man? I see y'all in this thing early. Two gang on deck. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Representing Annette in this joint. What's going on, Annette? You got, for the first time in history, you got beat to it. That's crazy. But yeah, what's going on with y'all, man? It's Friday. We done made it through the week. I was a little bit under the weather. I don't know why. Y'all ever get one of them weak, like summer colds and shit, man? That's trash. I'm like, dude, is my immune system trash or something, yo? Let me go get some insure or something, man. It's over for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but I was like, let me take a little bit of R&R because I've been running around. I've been doing a lot of stuff. The temperature drop at night on the east side, you know, because we by the lake. So I'll be over here. It'll be hot. Next thing you know, I'm out, you know what I'm saying? Cut off shirts, all that. You know what I'm saying? Chest all out there and it get cold on me. And I'll be like, damn. So I think I caught a little bit of a, and I was like, yeah, let me take a little bit of time, man. But we all good now, man. You know, I think I'm gonna get out this weekend. You know, shout out to my guys doing the all city tournament, man. The all county basketball tournament, man. Shout out to T, you know what I'm saying, and all them boys. Shout out to 105.7. You know, all the sponsors. I ain't sponsored this year, but you know, I helped them do some of the organization. So man, shout out to them boys. Yeah, we got a good one for y'all today though, dude. So all right, so the first clip, check it out, right? So we got the chick, her name is Young Miami, and she always in the news for something. I ain't never heard her not in the news, but like she always getting talked about. And it don't never be for her music, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know she makes some music. I know she in the City Girls and all that, you know what I'm saying? But she was in there, she be in there for like talking about, yeah, I like getting peed on and you know, all this type of stuff like that. And that's cool. You know, I ain't a kink shamer. People is into what they into. Like shit, if I seen her and we went out, we had a good time, all that, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the night, you know what I'm saying? She want to be a porta potty, I'll be like, all right, shit. I do. I have been drinking a lot, you know what I'm saying? So nah, I'm just talking shit, but you know, I ain't really shaming her like that or whatever. But she get on here and she talk about you know, she had some more controversial stuff to say. She was like, dude was grilling her about like the whole city girl aesthetic and how it how it's gonna affect her going forward and affect her little daughter. She got a little daughter named Summer. And basically he was like you know, calling her like saying she was let's call it a 304 because that's what she said. And she said she worse than the 304. This is her words, not mine. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say this. She said it right. She said she worse than the 304. She said she is a WHO. You know what I'm saying? Aura E. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I'm like, nah, man. And my guy who was narrating the clip, he didn't understand what she was saying. Like when she was saying she was worse, basically saying she worse than the hoe because she doing it for free. You know what I'm saying? That's what she was basically saying. He was like, oh, she's saying she sells her body to men. I'm like, nah, you missing the point she making or whatever. But we gonna look into it because it's a little bit more nuance to it. But you know, these girls, man, you know, they say, oh, we doing what the man doing, man. When was we ever on some shit like this? Even at the lowest points of Pookie and Ray Ray, was it cool to be like, nah, it's cool for a girl to just be like, I'm a whore. Like, man, this shit crazy. I mean, if you keeping it real, you keeping it real. Can't nobody stop you from keeping it real. Hold on, let me turn Mickey this way. Look, y'all, Mickey broke his hand. You know what I'm saying? He like, I really don't know. Like, I only got one hand for you hoes. You know what I mean? But you is what you is. Can't nobody stop you from that. But to say it and to know how much influence you got and to just, you know, we gonna look at it. I'm gonna see what y'all think about it. And then I know y'all been hearing about this submarine, right? Man, this submarine. They call it a submarine, but really, it wasn't no submarine. It was a Perk 10. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but it was a little bitty ass tube, man. Like they was gonna be under there for 8 days or something like that, and for some amount of time that was ridiculous. They was sitting in there cramped up, knees bent, can't stand up, can't do nothing. The window was about as small as a TV screen that they would have been able to look out of. So y'all would have been all looking through this window. Man, after 2, 3 days, y'all grown in there. Y'all breath finna stank. Y'all finna fart. The farts finna be trapped in there with y'all in the submarine. Like, it was a bad situation. And they found out how it happened. It imploded. Pressure, the deeper you go underwater, is more and more pressure that push against, the ship. And the metal it was made out of wasn't sturdy. So crumbled. It just got crushed like a can. That's what happened to him, right? But we gonna look into it because I want to show y'all. Because people always got some conspiracy theories and shit. I seen people. Why are people laughing about the submarine? And they like it's a conspiracy. They're trying to distract us. Like, nah, just some billionaires don't want to follow rules. They knew they shouldn't have went down there in that cheap ass submarine, but they was like, we want to do what we want to do, and they did what they wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And now they gone, and we gonna look at it because it ain't funny, but it's a cautionary tale. It's something called, I call it the FAFO submarine. Y'all know what FAFO mean? Fuck around and find out, and that's what they did. They went down there. They told them they shouldn't go. They said we got too much money to listen to rules. Like, you can't tell us what to do because you don't got as much money as us. Y'all know how people, remember y'all cheered for Kanye when he was told to do, how much money do you got? So why should I listen to you? And y'all was like, oh shit. Like, that's what the billionaire said. They said, bro, y'all submarine cheap as fuck. Y'all made it with Home Depot parts. Don't take that motherfucker 13,000 feet underwater. They asked the person who told them that, how much money do you got? Is you a billionaire like we is? They was like, no. Unfortunately, I'm just a dude who know a lot about submarines and shit. And they said, then we ain't listening to you. And they went down there and got crushed like a can. It is what it is. Money is the root of all evil and stupidity as well. A fool and his money will soon part. That's another one. And then we got, speaking of money and money being the root of all evil, imagine your mama confront you about her credit card being missing. She sees some charges on her credit card missing, right? And she sees some shit that look like some shit you would have bought, a wig, some flaming hots, you know what I'm saying? And the phone charger. So your mama come like, where my credit card at? And you bop your mama over the head, go get a chainsaw, you unalive your mama, go get a chainsaw, slice her up into pieces, go barbecue her on the barbecue grill, and then get rid of her. That's what somebody did. I promise you I'm not making this up. So I'm going to give you a warning. I'm going to give you a little heads up because the details is fucked up. But we going to look into it, because that's what we got to do. I got to show y'all the good shit, the hood shit. You know what I'm saying? I got to show y'all the righteous shit, the everything, So yeah, she barbecued her mom and it's crazy. All over some money. Now, this is what I was thinking about with that particular clip, the irony of the situation. She was trying to help her daughter out. Her daughter and her granddaughter, who was her daughter's daughter, lived there. And she tried to help them out, and they ended up barbecuing her, right? Now, what's crazy, they say money is the root of all evil. Now, if she was broke, she would have still been alive. That's the irony of it. Like, she got killed for being in a position to help them out. It's messed up, but it is what it is. We gonna look into it though, man. Y'all know what it is. Let me get these analytics together. We diving right in. I know, man. Mac, we're alive at 5, baby. Let's go. If I pull up in a new whip, will she go with a pocket full of blue strip? I don't know why I gotta keep a new bitch. Just to show that a nigga on some act shit, these other niggas. Ass backwards to fit from a casket. The money I amass in my bitch ass titties, hips real, no plastic. Bank account full of paper, I just go plastic. Niggas never measure up when it get drastic. Bougie ass bitch, but she suck dick, ratchet. Turned up energy, her energy, I match it. I ain't SpongeBob, I'm a star like Patrick. Get a little money, I'm I'ma stretch it like elastic. Game ice cold, still froze like Alaska. Corny ass nigga must hoop from Nebraska. Brand new bitch, I don't love her. I'm actor, treat another nigga game like a non-factor. I live by the code just to capture bots and the actors. And knock a thought twat to the rafters. And if I gotta talk to her after, then it's only one thing that I'ma ask her. If I pull up in a new whip, will she go with a pocket full of blue strip? I don't know why I gotta keep a new bitch, just to show that a nigga on some max shit. These other niggas ass backwards to fit from a casket. The money I amass in my bitch ass titties hips real, no plastic. Bank account full of paper, I just go plastic. Niggas never measure up when they get drastic. Niggas never measure up. Niggas never measure up. No. When they get drastic. Hey, Mac, we're live at 5. Y'all already know who it is, man. It's your boy Mac in the building. Shout out to the Tool Gang. Shout out to Day to Day K. Shout out to Annette. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this thing smoking. And speaking about getting something smoking, man, somebody done started the grill. And they done threw their mama on the grill, man. All over some money, all over some credit cards and shit like that. But not only that, it wasn't just the daughter that grilled the mama. It was the daughter and the granddaughter. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch people, man, for real. It's a crazy story. Let's look at it, y'all.
On for days. He called 911 and told them that he was worried about her. So PGPD went to her home to conduct a welfare check. As some of the details are a bit unsettled, notification bell for all updates. If you're watching from PG County, Maryland, drop PG County below in the comments. I'll attempt to keep this story as clean as possible, as some of the details are a bit unsettling. On Friday, June 2nd, 2023, a male relative started to wonder about Miss Margaret Craig. He hadn't been able to get her on the phone for days. He called 911 and told them that he was worried about her. So PGPD went to her home to conduct a welfare check. And honestly, I don't think anybody was ready for what they discovered. Officers showed up at the house on Hill Road in Landover just after 1:30 p.m. on that Friday afternoon. The elder's daughter answered the door. That would be 44-year-old Candace Craig. Police went inside the home and conducted a search for her mother. They wanted to put eyes on her so they could tell the man that called them that his relative was safe at home with her daughter. Unfortunately, they would never be able to report back with that message. Upon entering the basement, officers saw blood and tissue on the floor near 3 white plastic trash bags. One trash bag that was opened appeared to have what they believed to be brain matter. Then they finally found a body in pieces. The responding officers believed that was the body of 71-year-old Margaret Craig, stuffed in 3 trash bags in the basement of her own home. The officers continued to search the home, where they found a knife on the basement floor that they say later vanished. They also found a chainsaw in the house with remains on it, other cutting utensils, cleaning materials, along with blood splattered throughout the basement. While on the scene, a witness approached the officers and told them that 5 days before, on May 27th, 2023, they saw Miss Craig's daughter and her granddaughter near a small fire behind the house. Police went out back and located the burn site.
Which is unlike any case I have ever seen or experienced here in the county. I mean, to say it's disturbing is an understatement.
A little over 2 years before the gruesome discovery, on May 9th, 2021, Candace posted a sweet Mother's Day message on her Facebook page. She wrote this message here to Miss Craig. She said, "I hope you have an awesome and peaceful day. I don't get to say this every day, but I love you very much, to the moon and back." Then Miss Craig's granddaughter, that's Candace's daughter, Celia Hardy, who was about 17 years old at the time, she chimes in writing, "Happy Mother's Day, Grandma and Mommy," followed by 3 heart emojis. Fast forward forward to May 2023. Ms. Craig found out that she had unauthorized charges on her credit card. She accused her daughter Candace of using her card without her permission and told Candace that she was going to report her to the police. The two women started arguing, then the argument turned physical after Candace allegedly got angry with her mother for confronting her about the credit card. At the time, it's unknown what happened and how she did it, but Candace is being accused of murdering her mother on May 23, 2023. The next day, Celia Hardy, the 19-year-old granddaughter, she reportedly came home and found her grandmother deceased. She said that her grandmother was stuffed in a blue bin in her bedroom. That's when Candace Craig allegedly got her daughter Celia to help her cover up the crime. Both of them started using a chainsaw to cut the elder like they were breaking down a hog for the Memorial Day barbecue. Fire too, and started burning pieces, cooking and grilling on both the grill and in the bonfire. They collected different pieces and placed them inside of white garbage bags before storing them in the basement. After that, they went around the house with cleaning supplies, bleach or whatever else they could use to try to wipe up all the mess they made. And then over a week later, a man who said that he was a relative of Miss Craig called 911 because he had been trying to call her for days and didn't get an answer, which was very odd. So this is how the police ended up looking for the 71-year-old grandmother and then discovering her at home in her basement.
Now to an absolutely shocking story out of Prince George's County.
The horrific scene involved a chainsaw. It happened last Friday in Andover, Maryland. A mother and daughter are charged in connection with the killing of a 71-year-old grandmother. We want to warn you, the details are disturbing and they are not suitable for children.
News 4's Darcy Spetzer has the very latest.
Just like I told y'all, man, a little bit of it's like this her mama, her own mama that brung her into this world. She was living with the mama. She 44 years old, living with her mama. Ain't no man around. Ain't none of them got no man around. She got 3 generations, except whatever man the grandmama was dealing with got worried about her and called the police. You know what I'm saying? So she got some type of man around now. You know what I'm saying? After she done hopped the wall. You know what I'm saying? But like, the younger two, ain't no man around. They living with the grandmama. They using her credit card, you know, shit like that. It's just certain type of people, man, you know, you gotta just watch them. They got a leech mentality. Probably ain't did nothing all her life and shit. She feeling like, man, I'm finna just do whatever I want to do as far as, you know, I'm living in my mama house. She can't tell me this. She can't tell me what to do. I'm grown. I'm grown enough not to be told what to do, but I'm not financially independent either, though. So, like, you know, just resentment. And if you 44 and you using your mama credit card still, man, you ain't did shit with your life, and you ain't finna do shit with your life. What you finna do in the next 6 years? You know what I'm saying? Between now and 50. And if she 44, her mama gotta be at least like 60 something. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. But let's go. You know, I already know what I got to say.
Police say 71-year-old Margaret Craig died at the hands of her own family. The details laid out in charging documents are gruesome. Candace Craig, the victim's daughter, is accused of murder. Craig's teenage daughter, Celia Hardy, the victim's 19-year-old granddaughter, is accused of helping to cover up the crime. Police say the victim's remains were found in trash bags in the basement. Investigators say the mother and daughter dismembered the victim with a chainsaw and allegedly attempted to burn her remains on a grill and a fire behind the home.
I just think it was so horrifying that it defies belief for me.
Police went to the home on Hill Road in the Landover area Friday afternoon after a relative reported the victim missing. Police say Candace Craig opened the door and allowed officers inside. Police say those officers smelled the odor of decomposition when they went into the basement. Hardy allegedly told police that on May 23rd, her mom attacked the victim after the victim threatened to report Craig for fraudulent use of her credit card. The next day, according to charging documents, Hardy discovered her grandmother's remains in a blue bin in her bedroom.
It's a shame. Very sad, very sad. And she did not
She had the blue Jeffrey Dahmer bin, you know. Listen, I don't know if y'all seen the Dahmer Netflix movie, but if you go in somebody's bedroom and you see that blue bin, just leave the house, man. It's a body in there. You know what I mean? Every time. Ain't nothing in there. Ain't no chitlins in there. Ain't no clothes in there. You know what I'm saying? That's a body in that blue bin. Annette said, that's crazy. So sad your own mother. And then the mother had influence over her daughter to help her chop the body up. That's crazy. She ruined two lives, her mother's and her daughter's. The daughter should get the electric chair and the granddaughter should go to jail or therapy or something. Yeah, it's so crazy, man. Like, what are y'all thinking, man, when y'all just take a person out? Like, what are you thinking when you dismembering the person that brung you into this world? And like, when it's a person you seen every day, you've been seeing every day, you've been living with, and you just cancel this person's life. You know what I mean? Like, you to never be seen again. Like, like part of you want to say it's like mental problems, but really it's just evil. You know, some people just evil, man. Like, you want to if you could diagnose just being pure evil as a mental disorder, hell yeah, that shit mental. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they like, oh, mental issues. Like, yeah, mental issues, motherfuckers is evil. She didn't want to be confronted about using the credit card. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a mental disorder, all right. Yeah.
Deserve that. Candace Craig charged with first and second degree murder. Her daughter, Celia Hardy, charged with being an accessory after the fact. Prosecutors say due to the condition of Craig's remains, it will be a challenge to determine exactly how she died.
To say it's disturbing is an understatement. It's horrifying.
According to those charging documents, Craig was murdered 10 days before her remains were found. Now, the mother and daughter are both maintaining their innocence. They were ordered held without bond during court appearances here today. In Upper Marlboro, Darcy Spencer, News 4.
Both women will be back in court next month.
44-year-old Candace Craig and her 19-year-old daughter, Celia Hardy, ended up getting arrested. Candace denied any wrongdoing, but her daughter, Celia, allegedly waived her Miranda rights to implicate her mother in the crime. She's the one who told the police that her mother and grandmother got into an argument over her mother running up her grandmother's credit card. Celia claims that she didn't return to the house until the next day. That's when she found her grandmother deceased and told authorities that her mother enlisted her to help her get rid of her grandmother. Both Celia and her mother, Candace, are being held without bond. Miss Craig's daughter, Candace, charged with first and second degree murder, and Mrs. Craig's granddaughter, Celia, was charged with being an accessory after the fact. One challenge that they're having right now, though, is finding out exactly how the grandmother died, because the state of her body is making it difficult. All I gotta say is this is so out of order. Unfortunately, capital punishment was outlawed in Maryland about 10 years ago, so that's off the table. But if she's found guilty, she should definitely be locked up forever. No parole. Anybody who would do this to anybody doesn't deserve freedom. But to do this to your own mother, all because she accused you of credit card fraud? It's crazy. Why did she have to take her out? Even if Miss Craig would have called the police on Candace, Candace wasn't going to get into any serious trouble, at least not like what she's in now. She stole her mom's credit card, and instead of taking accountability,
it wasn't like they was going.
She
what
argued
she think
with
was
her,
going to happen
physically
to her
attacked her,
ultimately,
and then took
like,
her
they wasn't
life.
gonna do nothing
What
real
she did to
major
her
to her.
out there, the chainsaw, the fire, the grill.
If anything, they was just going to take her. You know what I'm saying? Like, make her do a little bit of, like, it would have really been at the behest of the mama what would have been done to her, really. And the mama probably wouldn't have had nothing major really done to her like that. You know what I'm saying?
Guilty. Give Candace 100 years, no parole. Her daughter, Celia, who helped her try to get rid of her grandmother, she should do anywhere from 40 to 60 years. I just don't want to see a woman like this on the streets. She's almost 20 years old. If she was 10 or 14, okay. But as an adult, she knew better. She should have ran out of that house and called the police as soon as she saw her grandmother in that blue bin. Celia did not have to take part of this. Investigators believe the first fire was set around May 27th. That's the same day that the neighbors saw Miss Craig's daughter and granddaughter out there with the fire. That will be about 4 days after Candace allegedly took her mom's life. So basically, They're saying that they sat around with this body for days, doing all kinds of stuff. They went to sleep and woke up and was sawing and everything, and not once did
it ain't really no excuse for it like that. Like, they was doing a bunch of shit. They didn't do nothing right away. They took their time to pretty much do everything they was doing. And as much as you want to feel sorry, like, I do think, like, Annette made a good ass point. She was like, the daughter ruined 2 lives because she had basically the influence over her. I mean, yeah, the daughter ruined 2 lives because she had influence over the granddaughter, and then she, killed the mama or whatever. And you want to feel that way, but like she said in the story at the end, they got to they was walking around with the body out there. Like, they barbecued the mama, and then they walked around with the body out there. I just think that it's one of those situations where the apple don't fall far from the tree. I don't even want to say, the mama, I don't want to put nothing on the mama, right? RIP and everything like that. But what you doing really at 44? What you doing letting your 44-year-old daughter live with you, with her 17-year-old daughter? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie. My kids always gonna be my kids. My baby always gonna be my baby. But at 44, it ain't no way I could be helping you. You know what I'm saying? By you staying with me and shit like that. It gotta be something else I could do. If my only way of helping you is by you living with me at 44, then it's something fucked up kind of on my end too, because I should be able to help you get a place or do something like that. You know what I mean? So it's just a cycle, man. You got 3 generations all wiped out right there. You got a grandmother, a mother, and a granddaughter all took off the streets. And that shit kind of sad, but I mean, it is what it is, man. What can you do? Like they say, money is the root of all evil. And not only that, but like, so it's deeper than that, right? So, they'll say like, oh, it ain't the money itself, it's the lack of money. Bullshit. Cause the people that don't, cause you'll have people who got money and they do evil shit because they figure I could get away with this, I got money. Or dumb shit, which is also evil shit in a sense, because you putting your own God-given life in danger, like the Submarine people, you know what I'm saying? Or in this situation, like in the next clip I'm gonna show y'all, but it also applied to the Submarine clip, you know what I'm saying? Like, money make you shameless and shit. And in this version of the world, it's like that gets you a long way. And in this next clip, we got everybody most shameless, favoritist city girl, Young Miami, talking about, what she, I'm gonna let y'all see what she talking about. Let's go.
Joseph, YouTube, welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
City girls, Young Miami admits, I am worse, and I quote, I am worse than a 304. Ah, man, here we go. So you might be asking, well, what's worse than a 304? Maybe you don't know what a 304 is, man. Go look it up. Someone help him out in the comment section down below. But she says she's worse than that.
304
It possibly
is a hoe.
could be worse than that. Well, that would be a WHORE. That's right, a WHORE. Now, I know people are sitting there thinking, Chisha, like, you are wild, bro. Did you just call Young Miami that on screen, on camera? No, I'm not calling her that. Why? She called herself that. Yes, she admitted that that's exactly what she is, and she was dead serious. Don't believe me? Check it out for yourself. Let's get it.
I'm really like I'm like with a W. Like I'm a.
What if Summer comes to you as pretty as she is and says, "Mom, I want to be a city girl"?
So Summer is her daughter, and if you guys didn't hear that, because my editor probably bleeped it out, she said, "I am a WHORE." Right? It's like you really can't make this shit up, bro.
I want her raised totally different. Like I really want her.
And they just went on with the conversation. That's the most craziest part about it.
I was raised, so I'm a city girl. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but I don't want that for my daughter.
Listen, I know you guys couldn't believe what you heard.
That's the most craziest part about it. Like, it ain't this how technology work. You know what I'm saying? How they use technology against black people or whatnot, or however you want to look at it. Like, the way technology work is you have people doing shit backwards and you make them think that you have them normalize it. You know what I'm saying? So you will have like her saying this shit, he ain't miss a beat. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost expected of her. If you was to be at home watching the interview and you was shocked at that part, you damn near forced to move on and normalize it, because she on to the next topic and on to, you know what I'm saying? So it be shit like that. Niggas talking about killing each other, talking about, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, oh, I go to jail, I do this, and it be like, right, the interviewer and shit. And a lot of times it be interviewers that either ain't black or, you know what I'm saying, they look like some hybrid niggas and shit, you know what I mean? Let me see. I think it's gonna show the interview again, so I ain't gonna go all the way back. But nah, it's crazy though, man. They'll just normalize the bullshit for the downfall, and motherfuckers are just, oh man, I'm like this, I'm like that. Next thing you know, people following in the footsteps. And a lot of the fucked up shit, people get away with it because they got money and it get normalized. Like I said, money being the root of all evil. If somebody broke was talking like this, people would be like, ugh, but somebody with money talking like that, you know, it's like, okay, girl, and like shit like that. I mean, personally, I don't give a fuck, but, you know, just wanted to point it out to y'all. Let's go.
It's just be like, like level-headed, a schoolgirl. I kind of was raised different, so I don't want to raise her up how I was raised. So, I'm a city girl. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but I don't want that for my daughter.
Listen, I know you guys couldn't believe what you heard, so we're just going to play that one more time so that you know what your ears heard and your eyes saw was facts.
I'm really like, I'm like with a W. Like, I'm a.
What if Summer comes to you as pretty as she is and says, Mom, I want to be a city girl?
She ain't gonna be no city girl.
Summer ain't allowed to be no city girl.
Like, look, a man will be like, you a what? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you talking about yourself like that or whatever? But he kind of, the dude Chissa Zed, who channel this is, shout out to him, who I'm taking the clip from, I'm stitching the clip. I think he kind of misinterpreted what she was saying, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. But the fact that the dude ain't challenge her on it, like usually a man will like kind of challenge you on that, or want you to explain, you know what I mean? Especially you a good looking black woman and shit, you know what I'm saying, with a daughter too. He gonna be like, could you explain that or something? But like, dog ain't miss a beat, like he ain't care about that shit. Look how dude look. He's like, what if Summer comes to you and she wants to be a city girl? Like, dog ain't even care. Like, that shit crazy. But these be the ones out here. And it be like, they always, at the end of the day, we gonna get the blame. It's gonna be the normal, straight, black man out here trying to make it that get blamed for every fucking thing. But the people that be encouraging them when they all out in the streets be some niggas that look like this. You know what I'm saying? It be some old fruitcakes, it be some weirdos, and it be some other hoes. Nigga like me might be like, man, baby, you better than that. You ain't gotta be. And she might want to argue with me like, whatever, nigga, you're not paying my bills. And I'm like, all right, you right. Maybe you ain't better than that. You whore. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. The people that be encouraging them to go out here and do this shit don't be the real dudes. It be these type of niggas like this. Let's go.
I want to be a city girl.
She ain't gonna be no city girl.
Summer ain't allowed to be no city girl?
I want her raised totally different. Like I really want her to just be like, like level-headed, a schoolgirl. I kind of was raised different, so I don't want to raise her up how I was raised. So, I'm a city girl. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but I don't want that for my daughter.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
This is kind of sad.
Hold on, let me say one more thing.
Because you guys know when the lights
the delusional attitude, like she said she want her daughter to be a schoolgirl. What make you think that your genetics and your influence, your genetics and the influence of your actions are gonna be less than what you just tell her to do? So you say it's okay for you to be a city girl. That's straight. And she gonna see you doing it, and that's your daughter, so she inclined to do the type of shit you do. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, you think that you gonna tell her to just be a schoolgirl. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody don't just, you can't just tell nobody to be something that they not, or decide they should be a certain way despite nobody around them being that way. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna be seeing people doing different shit. It ain't gonna work like that. Shit crazy, man. Delusional.
Off. What she said there is kind of deep. She basically just said she was raised up to be a. Now, there's another side of this where it turns from sadness to anger because these are the type of women that are lifted up in the music industry. How do you know that, Chisha? Because I listen to them. Yes, guys, I've been very honest about my struggle with rap music and deciding what's okay and what's not. At first, I thought, it's just music and I don't take it seriously, even though there are people out there who hear certain type of like trap music, for example, and it motivates them to go out and actually live that real experience in real life. And we all know those people who went out there, got in trouble, inspired by music, culture, drugs, alcohol, the life, hip hop. And you find out like, bro, you're actually out here robbing people. You're actually out here selling your cheeks. Right? You're selling cat, like for real. Like you're really out here doing that. And you realize that for some people, this has a negative effect. And then I think
because a lot of times we don't want to be realistic about how influential the music is. And you think like, you say, it's just entertainment. And then when it turned into just entertainment, that's when everything could be negative. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you got hoes fighting on basketball wives and shit. Just get together, fight, cheat, accuse each other, and fight and drink. And it's like, well, that's just entertainment. You got the rappers rapping about killing each other, but also you want to keep it real. Everybody want to talk about how real they is while they are also the entertainment. So the entertainment become reality. And that's what we got to deal with out here. You know what I mean? And that's what he's talking about. Now I'm gonna say something too about what he's saying. I think he kind of misinterpreted one thing a little bit. Like he said that she was basically saying she was raised to be a 304 or whatever, and I don't think that's what she was saying. I think that she was saying like, she do it for free or whatever, so she worse than a 304. But it's like she's still trying to make it cute, like take it mainstream and shit. At the end of the day, it is about the money, because you wouldn't be doing none of the shit if you wasn't getting paid for it. You wouldn't be kind of making it seem like you proud to be doing none of the shit that you doing. You know what I mean? We give people a pass to a certain extent because of the way that they because of their status. If somebody got a high status or whatever, it turned into like judging them if you say something about what they doing or what they do. If I get out here and I'm fucked up and I'm robbing people and I'm talking about robbing people, like really in general, I'm viewed as like a fucking scumbag. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no cool name. I ain't got no cool, backstory that I'm rapping about. If I go out, I'm talking about, I'm gonna go rob some people, man. I'm gonna go beat this girl up. I'm gonna beat this girl up. I'm gonna rob some people. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that want anything from me, come take it from me right now. I'll shoot everybody and I want people to come take it from me. You'll be like, bro, you sound like you need mental help, my nigga. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, nigga? You want people to come after you and you gonna go after people. But when a nigga rap about some of that shit and it don't be about nothing but that, like soon as the song come on, he talking about who he gonna rob and who he smoking on, and that shit get normalized all because of the music, man. Music ain't just music. Music is vibrations, you know what I'm saying? And you put them low vibrations in people and send their ass off, and they go do the shit that you talking about. And people know what the fuck going on. You know what I'm saying? If that wasn't the case, we wouldn't have Here Comes the Bride at weddings. We wouldn't have music at football games. We wouldn't have music at funerals. It'd just be silent. You know what I'm saying? Or a motherfucker would be beatboxing at the funeral. You know what I'm saying? But nah, we got Boys to Men or whatever. We got End of the Road. We got songs like that we play. We got, because music is influential. We got music you play in the gym to hype you up when you working out. You got music you play when you know what I'm saying, making love. You know what I mean? And you know, it's music for everything. So when we get to the points he was making where he was talking about like people with influence, and especially her being a music artist and saying stuff like that, being a little bit different, I feel him on that shit 100%. You know, with great power come great responsibility, and shit, these kids, they know Young Boy and Lil Baby more than they know who the fuck Mitch McConnell is and the Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, and all them, or any of them. They might go their whole life never knowing who them people is, and go their whole life memorizing songs and memorizing and might watch a video 50 times and shit. Might never vote, but might vote on numerous music related things, or just, you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm like speaking to the influence of it on people, and especially in our culture and shit, you know? So it's crazy, but that's what money do though. Money have you where, you know, you kind of operating outside of the norm. You trying to purposely skirt the norms, because at the end of the day, we got the basic needs of a human, all of us. You can just meet them in different ways with different amounts of money. I need a roof over my fucking head. If I'm broke, I might be in a fucking tent. If I got money, I might be in a mansion. You know what I'm saying? I need a car to drive to get to point A to point B, or a way to get to point A to point B. If I'm broke, I might have my feet or a motherfucking scooter. If I got money, I might have somebody to drive me, or a private jet. So it's all the same, but money changed the way we look at people, and usually the way we treat people. And that's where the money being the root of all evil come in. Now in this next clip, we dealing with some billionaires, right? And these particular billionaires, they had to a point where they had to listen to some people who had less money than them. You know what I'm saying? And a person who created this company, he didn't want to listen to people because he was thinking about the money he could make. He had some people that wanted to go see the Titanic, and he charged them $250,000 each. So it was 5 people and himself, you know, and he charged them $250,000 each. He figured this too much money to pass up. You know what I'm saying? He said, let me go down here and just get these folks together. I know, you know, this submarine was a piece of shit, and it wasn't regulated, and the people that were tasked with regulating him weren't rich people. They was just motherfuckers good at their job. Man, I got too much money to listen to you motherfuckers. Y'all broke. Hey, do you think this submarine gonna make it down to the Titanic, 13,000 feet, 2 miles underwater, made out of these Home Depot materials? Nah, bro, you ain't gonna make it. Nigga, you broke. I'm not listening to you anyway. Hey, y'all get in the submarine. We going down there. And the nigga mug you while you get in the submarine. Like, broke ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Who crying for these motherfuckers? Not me. You know? And this is what I wanted to show y'all, because it's a lot of conspiracies and all that going around, and it's a distraction and all this and that. Listen, I'm finna show y'all right now exactly what it was. It was some people who got ahead of themselves. Y'all never seen the inside of the submarine? Look at this.
About 6 months ago. Take a look.
Inside, the sub has about as much room as a minivan.
So this is not your grandfather's submersible. We only have one button, that's it. It should be like an elevator. You know, it shouldn't take a lot of skill.
The Titan is the only 5-person sub in the world that can reach Titanic depths, 2.4 miles below the sea. It's also the only one with a toilet. Sort of. And yet, I couldn't help noticing how many pieces of this sub seemed improvised.
We can use these off-the-shelf components. I got these from Camper World. We run the whole thing with this game controller.
Come on!
That's right. One button, like an elevator, and a game controller. What is that, John? A PS5? I don't know. I don't game.
It looked older. I don't know.
It looked quite old. But that is the so-called innovation that OceanGate CEO is touting there just a few months ago. This is a guy, again, who said that a lot of these regulations are ridiculous, considers himself an innovator, and now they're lost. John, thoughts?
Yeah,
they ain't lost no more.
Again, for most people,
they ain't lost no more. They found them today. You know, RIP to the people in the let's call it the hubris sub. You know, hubris is when you just think that you just beyond any reproach and you are just, I'm me, nothing applies to me. They said, dude, he said, how many of these parts did you make? Where he say he got some parts from the hobby shop or something like that. Like, come on, man, submarines get tested. They get tested on multiple dives under pressure, like maybe 6 or 7 times. You know what I'm saying? Not just one time. They didn't want to do all that. Because you know what regulations is? Regulations are woke. So they don't believe in regulations. That's why that y'all see them trains kept coming off the tracks. That's because Trump said that all these regulations are woke, all these corporate regulations. So they don't want to regulate shit. They don't want to regulate. If you got money, go ahead and do it. Don't let no broke person tell you that something ain't safe. You got too much money for that shit. So they took their ass down there in that Perk 10 and they fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And it's so funny because it's a dude who go do these deep sea expeditions, and he also a movie director. His name is James Cameron, right? And this dude right here, he was talking about the shit, and Unc was like, you know, I think he got a black wife or something like that. Or is that Steven Spielberg? I think it might be James Cameron. I don't know, but don't give me the line up. But basically, James Cameron was like, man, he been knew them folks was gone. Like, he ain't no expert, but he knew a little bit about it. And this is what he had to say.
OceanGate shouldn't have been doing what it was doing. I think that's pretty clear. I wish I had been more vocal about that, but I think I was unaware that they weren't certified because I wasn't really studying it. I wasn't really interested. Stockton Rush asked me if I wanted to go out there and dive this season. You know, I wasn't interested. There was a lot of concern about this outfit and this sub. A lot of concern, even to the extent that I wasn't involved in it because I was making Avatar 2 at the time, but a lot of them got together and wrote a letter to OceanGate and said, you have to certify. You cannot take people down. It's irresponsible, and it could lead to catastrophe. Monday morning, when I first found out about the incident, got on a whole bunch of calls and emails. It's a small community. Within an hour and a half, I had the following information. They were on descent. They were at 3,500 feet. They lost comms and tracking. The last one being the critical one, because the transponder that's used to track a sub during descent and on the bottom is a fully autonomous system. It's in its own pressure housing and it has its own battery power. So for them to lose comms and tracking at the same time, sub was gone. There was no question in my mind. For days, I tried to run other scenarios that could account for it. I could come up with nothing. So the next thing I did was contacted a few more people and managed to track down, there are acoustic networks around. Some are research, some are intelligence. We got confirmation within an hour that there had been a loud bang at the same time that that comms were lost. A loud bang on the hydrophones, loss of transducer or transponder, loss of comms. I knew what happened. Sub imploded. I sent emails to everybody I know. I said, we've lost some friends. The sub has imploded. It's on the bottom in pieces right now. I sent that out Monday morning. I never believed in that technology of wound carbon fiber, wound filament, cylindrical hull. I thought it was a horrible idea. I wish I'd spoken up, but I assumed somebody was smarter than me, because I'd never experimented
with that technology. But is lightweight as fuck. That shit wasn't gonna make it nowhere.
Because we make pressure hulls out of contiguous material: steel, titanium, ceramic, acrylic. And so you can model it. You can do finite element analysis of it, and you understand the yield properties, you understand the number of cycles that it can take, but you can't do that with a composite material because it's two dissimilar materials, sort of bonded together. And so we all knew that the danger was delamination and progressive failure over time with microscopic water ingress and fatigue, what they call cycling fatigue. And we knew that if the sub passed its pressure test, it wasn't going to fail on the first dive. It might fail on dive 7, or I don't know what they're at, but it's going to fail over time, which is insidious. You don't get that with steel or with titanium. Now there's one wreck lying next to the other wreck for the same damn reason.
They was controlling it with a game controller, man. And people sitting up there talking about,
it was steered
don't laugh
by a
at them, it's
PlayStation
sad.
controller.
Why y'all
Used
laughing?
components bought from Camping World.
You get out here and do something stupid. Y'all laugh at. And I said in my post I put on Facebook that people sitting up here crying over these billionaires because they wanted to do some shit and didn't want to listen to nobody. But y'all laugh at dope fiends out here who done got beat up and abused all their life and all that. And they ain't had no whole lot of life choices, right? And y'all will laugh at they ass. Look at them out here. You know what I'm saying? All they broke out here, dusted and disgusted and shit. But then you motherfuckers want to be sitting up feeling like, don't laugh at the billionaires, man. Why they had to die and shit. They want to die because, man, listen, give me $1 billion. If I want to see the fucking Titanic, I'm bringing that motherfucker up to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not diving underwater in no fucking Perk 10 to see the fucking Titanic. I don't even care about that shit that much like that. You know what I mean? Like, I bet I know what it looked like without going down there. It looked like an old ass boat that been underwater. It looked like some steel, piles of steel underwater, right? So that shit is not funny that they died, but like I said, fuck around and find out. And that's what they did, And, that's what it is, y'all folks out here acting stupid and shit, man. The story done wrapped up. We all been watching it all week about the submarine. So they gone, RIP to the billionaire and his son and the owner of the company, Ocean Gate. He died down there too and shit, Money, 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 man, But nah, and then the girl barbecued her mama. Why? Money, money, money. She gone, life gone. Mama gone, she gone, and her daughter gone too. All for the money, 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 money. And then Young Miami out here being a WHAAA, you know what I'm saying? That's what we gonna call it. Admittedly, but leave her alone. She got money. If anybody say something about her, you're a hater. Leave her alone. She got money, You get out here and try and do it, they gonna be like, you getting beat up by dudes' girlfriends, you getting talked about, all that. You get you a little check out here, you know what I'm saying, and leave her alone. She got money. I should see how much, I was gonna say I should see how much I could get away with money, but I already seen it with Kanye West. He done did some of the most ridiculous testing people's belief in him type shit with his money, and everybody stick with him. He could do whatever, he could wear whatever, and people stick with him. But nah, I'm just joking. Money ain't gonna never define me. I'ma always be normal. Shout out to the Tool Gang, man. We done made it through the week. I'm a little bit under the weather. My sinuses a little backed up a little bit. I know y'all can hear it. But, we made it through. Had to get through the week. Get to some of this crazy stuff. There's some more stuff going on. YNW Melly murder trial. A couple different things, and I wanted to cover that, but I wanted to let a couple more days in the trial go by before I covered it. I was gonna cover it the other day by request. So we're gonna talk about YNW Melly. We're gonna talk about, some other stuff when we get back on Monday. But until then, y'all enjoy y'all weekend, man. And yeah, we gonna be back with some more shit. My nose starting to stuff up on me. So I'm gonna get up out of here and you know, y'all enjoy y'all weekend until Monday. Later, y'all. I'm gone.